identify those who are shooting. So that's where something is missing. Until we're able to do something about law enforcement, about security, nothing will be done. Not orientation alone will not be able to solve this issue.
What I want to say is this. I was involved in a global research that looked at using sports to counter juvenile delinquency. And in the course of that, we had interaction with children in, people of primary, secondary school, and even undergraduates. Now, our own mindsets in our undergraduate days were far, far different from the present realities facing today's undergraduates and graduates. When I was leaving NYSC camp after passing out parade, I was sure of a job, okay? And I left Ado-Ekiti. I was a copper in Ado-Ekiti. By May the following year, I started work in a beautiful place in Lagos. But here we have a battalion of graduates, trained brains, developed human beings, minds have been refashioned, yet they are idle. I refuse to agree that the illiterates are the ones fighting on the streets. It was in the papers on Wednesday, 3 armed robbers, they were all graduates of Nigeria universities. So if those ones have a chance to become thugs, won't they? And they are not new in the trade from the report we got. These are the things. That's why I said we still need orientation. We must start from somewhere. This thing has happened over the years before we get to where we are. You cannot start a house from the roof. You must start from the foundation. To that extent, I would still say, let there be the orientation across the board. Let the soldier, the military also know the limits, okay? Hype, or you raise their patriotic consciousness, that they will know that, oh, it shouldn't go your way. Let it go the way the people want it. Let their votes count. It is possible for us to have free, fair, and credible elections. It pains me, especially when having lived abroad before and then you are here, you cannot reconcile where you are coming from with your country of birth. Okay, so we've got to begin to change things, and that's why any day, anytime, I campaign for public enlightenment and orientation, because some people may unconsciously know, yes, there is mass pervading poverty here, but this is not the only country where people are poor, yet they still behave.
Now, let me take you quickly. You mentioned the National Orientation Agency,
yep.
And there's this information that came out that some Boko Haram members are infiltrating the IDPs. How do we deal with such information?
You know, Boko Haram war is a guerrilla warfare. It's not a conventional warfare where there is a battle line, where there are definite and definitive battlefields. Okay? And for their style, they strike especially at soft targets. Now, the camps where the IDPs are located, there is no way some of them will not find their way into that place. The owners now, the burden now is on the people themselves. Okay? If I suspect you to be unusual in your behavior or style or mode of worship, to inform the authorities of the center that, look, this person, I suspect him. Then they pick him out and put their eyes on. But people will keep quiet out of fear. So much fear has been driven into people that, oh, sometimes you just wonder, are these real human beings? I watched a tape on TV when those girls said, the ones that were rescued from Damaturu and Gombe, when they said Boko Haram, they were preaching their doctrine to them, and then they were saying no, they wouldn't join their faith. Still, they were not harmed. They said they were well fed and all of that. So it's still not possible to say, oh, they won't find their way there. There was a father that handed his daughter over to Boko Haram, and they wired the girls up with IED, but the thing refused to detonate. When the girl was arrested, she confessed that it was her father that took her to Boko Haram. That father is living among the people. So a man like that will easily find his way to those centers. Besides, they don't carry bands. Okay, they don't wear bands on their foreheads to show, oh, I'm a Boko Haram. No, it doesn't show. People only have to raise their consciousness and awareness. Security is not anybody's business, but everybody's business. It's not about, oh, the man is our security man, is our gate man. No, all of us must raise their consciousness. They know these people. Unless they speak up and point at them and say, hey, this man is not
part of us.
Yeah, it's not part of us. Then they go, you know.
As we wind up here, let's look at how we can minimize or stop the partisanship of security operatives in the course of the elections. How can we stop the partisanship or stop the security operatives from being partisan? Because right now,
I think I have one thing quick about what the question you asked. The motivation is different between the terrorist organization and our security people. You see, these people, they have been brainwashed. Their own motivation is different from our own people. Go to our airport today, see our security men. Bros, you are welcome. What are they looking for? Money. Bros, even if you've not seen the bros, you are welcome. If you are carrying it, you say go. But look at this terrorist organization. They have motivation. They know what they want to do, and they are so disciplined. So, and based on that, and they have assets everywhere, gathering intelligence for them. No. So, and that's the reason I said, not even orientation will change what we have in Nigeria today as long as we have poverty. And that's the reason I key into this issue of amnesty for the militants. Now, when you are taking weapons from them, you give them another thing. If it's just orientation, by now they would have gone back and be bombing our pipelines now. But when you give them orientation, you give them another thing to be doing. Some of them, they are pilots, they are coming back now, they are professional, they are well trained. And with time, if you don't give them what they'll be doing also, they will go back to that place. Now, coming back to what you said, that how do we remove partisanship from our security system? If you listen to that Ekiti Gate video you are talking about, one of the T, which of course I listened to, was what the former defense minister told him that, you see, if you don't cooperate, your promotion.
It's still an allegation.
It's still an allegation. Your promotion. As long as we have a country where we pay mediocrity, as long as we have a country where crime pay, now in military at a point, if you don't speak Hausa, you will not be promoted. And that's the reason a lot of people left military. At a point, in fact, if you are not Muslim, you will not be promoted for so long time. And it came to a time that we are not from.
Do you have evidence to this?
What people say it, and we know about that. And go and read Labi Sama. Based on what I was about a military person, I read Labi Sama. I read this book. Go and read everything about what happened in military at a point. So at a point, it came to a time that if you don't know Mr. A, go and see most of those who get to become a service chief. If you go and ask about their record of service, most of them are not even qualified to even be there. I'm not talking about the present one. So as long as we have that politician will sit down and determine your fate. So as long as we have people who, of course, they must do eye service until when they kill for politician, they will not be promoted to AIG or whatever they want to promote for. Until we don't have people who just want to impress politicians that, okay, until when I kill 20 people, then we are still going to be having that problem. And that's the problem we are having in Nigeria today. What we have need in Nigeria today is to strengthen our institution. It's not only about security alone, even the judicial system. So because they know their promotions in the hand of politicians, as long as those institutions are not independent, definitely there's no way we'll be able to remove that issue, from
well, what I can simply say is this. Here, we've failed to build strong institutions. We've been building strong individuals. The last IG was extremely effective. He stopped checkpoints just by a mere announcement. But they just heard that he was leaving. And then this new man was brought in as acting IG. All over Lagos now, there are checkpoints. I can begin to mention, I move around a lot. I'm also a media person, especially when I finish my radio program on Sunday and I'm coming home. I get to be stopped at about 4 checkpoints. Where are you coming from? I have to carry ID card around that, look, I'm from the radio station, and I show them my script that I've just finished reading this on air. That is how bad it is. But having said that, we must begin to move away. That's why I hammer on orientation. We must begin to move away from all of that. I used to see the military as a disciplined body. And I have good examples of people who have passed through the military. And when you encounter them, you will want to be like them. If not for my youthful exuberance, I would have been in the army. But I look at them and I couldn't surrender my body for the level of discipline, that was inherent. So I now say, okay, no, this is not for me. These people are still there. They are still good guys in the military, okay? And like he said, promotion and all of that should be taken away from the politicians. For as long as they are in charge, it's like they who pays the piper dictates the tune. Let the military structure stand on its own, whereby you are sure that, okay, you owe your allegiance to Nigeria as a nation. Okay, number 2, the security of politicians should stop being seen and managed as that of Nigeria, our state. I.e., if the government is passing, all of you must give way, whether you like it or not. It's only in Lagos that our government doesn't use that siren, and are getting close to that. Elsewhere, ordinary council chairman, when he's passing, may God help you if you stand in his way. You know, his security has now become far more important than of those who voted for him. These are things that must change. And how do we change them? By public enlightenment, by orientation. A lot of people don't know. Perhaps they don't even know too well. But when you let them, you hammer it into their head, they will be calling me. They will take the correction.
Right.
We are not unteachable people. We are Nigerians. We are good people.
All right. Thank you very much. We've been looking at the 2015 elections vis-a-vis security. And we've had Mr. Dario Gunlano, a security expert. Thank you for joining us. And Mr. Oladeinde Ario, a security expert. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Sunrise will be back in a moment. Please don't go away.